All right, dear. Day 21. Has life brought you to your knees yet? Dear God, I am ready and open. That's all I can say. We are on day 21. Thank you for tuning in of my journey through self-identity, this identity experiment through fasting. And it's a 40-day fast. I've invested close to $2,000 in this journey. And you may ask, why would you do that? Fasting is relatively easy. Yeah, when you're a food addict, you have to take such extensive ways of doing things because the normal way, the average way just does not work for you. And that can be in a plethora of subjects in your life. And I want to say the theme, I have my little notes right here. I'll just make little notes throughout the day. And that's all I've been kind of working with. Um, this is the first time I'm really feeling it. And I was wondering when or how the emotional part that you have suppressed for so long, the fear that you have tried to keep at bay, the opposition, shaitan, Christian religion calls it Satan, spiritualists call it your lower self. And a lot of people call it the opposition, the opposition. And I'm being real and I'm going to remain real. I would have never imagined recording myself crying. And as I told my private group that I've hired this personal coach with, Juice Fasting Today, we had a conference call. It's a heavy accountability, and sometimes you need that. It's the equivalent of AA for food addiction, and wanting, desiring to reboot your nervous system and just get back in alignment with the reason you have been granted so much grace and the reason why you're here and the people you're supposed to be impacting. You get to a point where you can't delay anymore. And sometimes the decision sounds really good at the moment. Like, yeah, we've talked about that on a couple of days videos about the difference between brute force and psychological strength. And if you have come from just a world of chaos is all you really have attuned your nervous system for, that is your normal. I just want to say I'm sorry that had to happen to you. And I'm sorry you had to go through so much unnecessary suffering. I take that back because that suffering, that strength, that backbone you begin to build, you can't read about that. You can't take a course for that. You just must experience it and go through it. And the funny thing is, the opposition, when you take the easy road, when you stick to your degree, when you stick to what your family wanted for you, when you stick to what people have decided how you should show up in the world, you are no threat. You're not a threat to your opposition. And mind you, your opposition matches you at the level you are. If you're at a bachelor's, your opposition is gonna match you at that bachelor level. If you had a PhD, your opposition is gonna match you at that level. The opposition, I feel, is a projection of you, of your genius, your mad genius. And now it just depends on where you put your focus. And sometimes you just don't know how you got here. But it's only up to your connection with something higher. Some people say higher self, God, universe. That's the only hand you kind of want to hold. Because who else knows you better? Your enemy knows you pretty well. Your opposition knows you pretty well. You're not a threat when you're not doing anything. So if it feels like a simple life, but you just have a low level of just, this ain't it. This job ain't it. This relationship ain't it. This path ain't it. This living situation ain't it. And I think your heart is the most open when you are in grief. And I tried to delay this video until I could, actively pull it together. Like my candles aren't even open. My candles are always on. And they have a 2-hour timer. So that's how long I've been just wrestling with this. And I'm like, girl, this is part of the unlayering. You don't have to show up perfect. You show up, you plug in, and you let what needs to come through. Even if that's just tears, even if that's a short, hey, I see you. Let me tell you, it was smooth. It wasn't smooth sailing. I mean, it was the level of discomfort that I felt like I can handle. Oh gosh. But when you've decided to show up in a way that may potentially be of influence, in a way that puts you on Front Street, my ears are getting so hot right now, in a way that you have to share your most vulnerable aspects of yourself and choose to share that willingly so people know where you were, where you started. You had tribulations like everybody else. I'm going in between this just immense feeling of gratitude. And sometimes this very scary fear that, am I going to make it through this? Am I going to live through this? And then there's another layer where you're just like, I can't see. I I I I I I need help seeing. I know I'm capable. I just need a little help. Please strengthen me. Please show me. Using your prayer, not as I wrote it down. Oh gosh. Oh, it's in my journal. Prayer is not asking, it's remembering. You're not asking for these situations to be taken from you because you can't handle them or you're too weak. And I know what that can feel like. I know what horrible ideation feels like. Unaliving is in my family of the pressure of just what we have to face, how big our calling is, and the distractions, the turmoil, the hurt, the relationships, the jobs, the just even today, I had something unexpected happen. Some of my biggest fears is not having transportation. And that was made a reality about 6 months ago. My car just spontaneously, literally, the engine just blew up. Blew up. That was my form of income. My biggest fear of being independent, still paying off all this debt, keeping this machine going by doing these little side jobs, doing these little gigs, just doing enough to make it to the next day. And I was doing that for years, years. And somehow it just always, I made light of it, but it would constantly be a thorn in my side of frustrating, like, oh my gosh, if I owned this company, I would do this completely different. Like you have to care about your employees. You have to, all this back and forth. Girl, you're not meant to be there. And so in the meantime, I have this idea of that I'm moving to Thailand. I'm moving to some type of Asian country. I feel it coming. So I'm like, girl, you don't need to get in the car. You're probably gonna, you have a motorcycle, you have a car, all that got wiped out in what I feel is like an unjustified way. But that's the funny thing about life. We're here to experience, and sometimes we keep activating chaos instead of activating our power, activating our voice, activating our calling. And if you're not doing that, you'll fall to the sub-level of just constant activating different variations and levels of chaos, whether it's medium, hot, or spicy. And so my example for today, I had a rental car. I use it to get to like my gigs, to get my groceries, all that stuff. And about a week ago, I I knew I had hit something, but I didn't think it was bad as I thought. I was like, "Oh, okay, it was probably just like a curb or whatever." And this particular car is very low to the ground. I usually rent like SUVs and trucks and, um, compact SUVs. Like I like being high. And I just happened this was the only car that happened to be available, and it was like a Toyota Camry, so they're pretty low. So I come to return it. I didn't think it was a big deal. Like the plastic part of the under the headlight, it was chipped. Can I show you a picture? I had to just take a, little tiny picture. I mean, a little picture. Okay, can you focus on that? You see? You can barely see the crack. It's like a crack right there. Right there. Yeah. Where that little space is, that little crack right there. They're charging me $1,000. I can't rent another car until I pay the $1,000 deductible. They're keeping my $200 deposit. And I would have to pay another few $100s to actually get another car. So $1,500 just to keep being in disobedience, thinking this is the only way to make money. This is what keeps the machine going. My biggest fear. My biggest fear. And this particular rental company, I don't, majority of my credit cards are maxed out. I'm putting that out there. I have had to live, given circumstances of just being out of alignment. I've had to sustain myself with credit cards and the such. But thankfully, I've always used, for the last year or 2 years, everything's debit, everything's cash. That doesn't mean you still don't accrue a hellish amount of interest. One of my credit cards is like 24%, which is wild. Wild. I'm paying $180 and only 40 of it goes to principal. You do the math. Just another distraction. You are so much bigger than your circumstances. And sometimes those patterns of being in trouble or not being a good girl or, oh, I should have been smarter or I should have, 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 I should have. Who the hell cares? What are you doing now? My body needed to release these tears, and I was wondering, you never just know how it's going to come. I was wondering how it's going to come. I'm like, wow, this is being real simple. I'm keeping my cravings at bay. Okay. I'm staying on top of my juice. I'm staying on top of my digestive enzymes. I'm staying on top of my, like a Himalayan clay, like fiber Himalayan clay. Like you're chugging 3 of these a day on top of your 6, 7, 8 juices, on top of your water. I'm walking around feeling pregnant most of the time. I'm like, oh, this is great practice just in case my next partner actually wants to throw down on something. Because, wow, I've lost about 18 pounds. And given that's water, sometimes that's just moisture. Seeing a little definition of my face come through. I'm like, okay, the inflammation's going down. And then sometimes you just wonder, like, why now? Why now? Every time I'm just starting to calibrate higher, you're not a threat when you're not doing anything. Me showing up for 21 days, knowing that this is probably going to be here forever, this is probably going to hit the right person at the right time, could be weeks from now, could be months from now, could be years from now. Somebody needed to see where I started and where I will be to give them hope. The people I listen to give you hope. I don't want to say they're giving you permission to finally show up, but God, do they give you hope? Of if they can show up and change their circumstances, I'm made from the same DNA. I'm made from the same strands. I'm made from the same galactic dust. I'm made with the same source. Why not you? Why not you? This is only part of the pruning process. Don't take it personal. You have been given such divine grace for this long in your life. There's no reason why I should be here outside of not fulfilling a purpose, fulfilling a calling. That my heartbreak, my betrayal, my degrees, my certification, my ego, all that is part of the formulation to send a message that only I can say, that only I can talk about. Security seems so fragile when you feel like there's only one source of security. Well, there's only one source of money. There's only one way that you can sustain yourself. What a beautiful time to flex that faith muscle. You don't know how it's going to be done. I'm like, you know what? I don't mind a day off. When's the last time you gave yourself a day off? I can't remember. Even in the last 5 years, accumulatively, I've probably taken maybe 10 days off out of 1,500 days. And still during those days, I'm wondering about money. Who's going to come and try to take something from me? Who's going to try? Who? When that's the case, because that's what you've been told since you were a kid, you knew when you got birthday money, somehow your mom was going to have it. So you might as well take it and spend it on something, or you just keep replaying that pattern so that pattern has no choice to show up. I just made that connection. My ex-husband took my money, tried to take my car, my motorcycle, everything, stripped me. You don't think that's going to continually come up until you actually process it? Did you process it? Or did you just put it on the shelf to discuss later, to figure out later? I'll just figure it out later. You're opening windows that need to be closed. That is where your energy is leaking. That's why you develop autoimmune diseases. That's why you're so lethargic. That's why you have such brain fog. That close those effing loops. Have one focus for 30 days. One focus. Even if you don't know, like I know the last place I was living, just told this girl, she just told me like, hey, Bree, by the way, you got, a letter from the IRS. This looks pretty important. Do you want me to send it to your new address? Sure. Love it. That was about 2 weeks ago. I haven't received it yet. I'm like, dang, I'm only a zip code over. Like, what is taking so long? I'm just in that anticipation of like, oh, here we go. The IRS is going to take something from me. Here we go. Because I have that mind of you can't hold on to things too good. You can't be somebody's going to take it. So you might as well sabotage yourself. You might as well just spend it on something you may not need. Or situations like this will take it for you. $1,000 for a little piece of a plastic. That at first they couldn't prove that it was me. I'm like, oh, girl, face up to it. It was you. You just didn't know the severity. So I had to walk out of that place while I'm in my conference call. And it gave me such an example. I was talking to the girl. You could tell she was so sorry. She's like, you are handling this so well. And I'm like, girl, I already knew that I was going to get trials to expand me. Am I going to constrict in fear? Or am I going to expand and keep my heart open, not take it out on the clerk, not say it is unfair? Take responsibility. Take responsibility. This was not how I wanted things to end up, but I know everything works out for me. Everything works out for me. This is teaching me to sit with uncomfortable feelings and actively choose a different way to show up. God, I am so grateful. Thank you for giving me this time off. Thank you for allowing me to spend time with my dog. Thank you for allowing me to walk my neighborhood that I love. Thank you for allowing me to just have this peace. I don't know what's going to show up, how it's going to show up, but I freaking know that no matter how hard things get, how many times I faced homelessness, how many times I didn't know if I was going to eat, how many times I had to buy my dog food before I ate, I knew I was going to be okay. I had videos of me. Everything is packed up. I won a national transformation athletic competition through a really well-known company. As I was sending my submission video, I still have it on YouTube. It's unlisted. I still have it on YouTube. All my the furniture I had left that I wasn't able to sell just yet, everything was wrapped up. I'm like, oh yeah, well, I'm about to get evicted in about 2 weeks, but I'm all in. This is my chance to win. My name is Brianna. I've been putting in the work. It didn't matter. I just knew. Like I knew. I was like, I'm going to be okay. This is just part of the deconditioning. Knowing I'm bigger than this, knowing I can create any circumstances that I want. And sometimes I'm saying that to you because I need to hear it 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 times sometimes. Especially when you don't have clear explanation of why something's working in your favor. That's why I'm so happy I'm showing up like this. Because I don't know what tomorrow looks like. All I have to do is control the gratitude, the joy I feel from what I already have. I already have so much. I have way more than any of my ancestors ever thought to even come. I am the first woman in my lineage that has been this old without a family. How can you not think you don't have a greater calling? Why are you still here? Why are you still here? It's because we need you. We need your story. We need your voice, how you say it. We need your education. We need your trials and tribulations. We need how you transmuted that. We need to see overcome. We need to see hope. We need to say how you mentally built the struggle while you're in the struggle, while you're in survival. I only have 2 weeks of cash for expenses. No family, no friends I can just ask for like relief. What a vulnerable place to be in, but also what an empowering place to be in. That's how you know it's just me and God. What comes of this is me and God. Me and my higher self that you gotta call in. You're smart, creative, just gets things done despite the fact sometimes you gotta call her in. Like, hey girl, yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do this, but I trust that you are the most resourceful person that I have ever come across. And I know you have been in tight situations just like this, and you somehow always manage to get a blessing, to figure it out. This is just, can you create in unfavorable conditions? The answer is yes, you can. Are you going to dwell on your circumstances, or are you going to dwell on your calling? There's two options that you can focus on. And where your attention goes, energy flows. We've heard this countless times. When are we going to believe it? That's fine. Let me be the living embodiment of it. My eyes were so tight before I hit record. I was like, whew. It's emotional processing. I know I'm going to sleep well because I'm getting it all out now. And by showing up in this way, I feel 10 pounds lighter. I was just laying down in my chair with my head back, like, what do you want me to say? How can I show up right now? Put your mind to the side for a second and sit with yourself. I had to journal. I was forced to write. I'm like, girl, you gotta write. You gotta write. All the things I have been intending to do these last couple of, like, probably even more than these last few weeks. The journaling, the sitting with yourself, the candle meditations, retaking the courses you purchased. They're hitting a little different now. Because I have no obligation. No, I don't have to work tonight. Because I can't work tonight. So I get to do these long walks with my dog of just pondering, trying to connect with myself, letting my mind give me, calming my human animal side down. So my level 2, my source, the source in me, the energetic version in me, the spiritual energy still feels safe to come up. I'm not in panic, and I'm not just panting like a dog, like, what, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Check your breath. And I'm so thankful for this cleanse because I know it's what's helping me keep me neutral. I don't have all those chemicals and high doses of caffeine running through, just amplifying my anxiety. Yes, still feel moments of anxiousness, but I'm not paralyzed by it like I've grown accustomed to be. It's all timing. If I was eating normally, I don't know what I would probably be raging, crying, all these emotions of just like, I don't understand. I've already built this, I'm building this momentum of, girl, you will find a way. You will find a way to pay for the amount of juice you need to take. You will find a way to pay for the enzymes you have to take. You will find a way to pay for this business coach. You will find a way to pay for this fasting coach. Give an equal energy exchange, and you better show up. This gives me a chance to go through things that I need to get rid of, that I no longer lighten that energetic load from all the stuff you accumulated that you don't wear, you don't use. That is bringing down the energy. Many Southeast Asian cultures believe that things want to be used. Middle Eastern cultures think that things want to be used. And if you don't use them, they're just collecting stagnant energy. If you don't have a purpose for anything that's happened, to give it away. That old coat you can't fit anymore, somebody's praying for that coat. Okay? The energy is pulling on it. Okay, let it go. Your fashion is going to change in the next few months probably anyway. Your size is going to change in the next few months anyway. And you'll be so much closer to what your body would actually complements your body, which actually makes you feel good to wear, which actually compliments you in every way. Look forward to that. I'm refining my style. I'm refining my room. I'm refining how I show up. I'm refining through the great channel that's coming through me. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. For just growing that muscle. So when situations like this happen, you just have the evidence to know something higher than you is your safety net, whether that's your angels, your ancestors, whether it's your physical family, whether it's you will be cradled during that free fall. So just release and relax. I have to release. I have to relax. I have to relax in order to release. My juicing coach has been saying that from the beginning. Your body will not release these backed up mucoid plaque, grime, biofilm unless you release and allow it to. Talk about that. Talk about that. Surrender. Like I said, your heart is most open when you are grieving. Keep it open. Don't close it up. Don't shame yourself. Don't guilt yourself. Okay? You're having a human experience, and this is just what comes with it. What are you going to make of it? Is this going to be the ending of you? You're going to let something like this be the ending of your story? You don't have insurance to cover this? You thought your insurance covered this? Oh no? Oh, now you got to pay thousands? Okay. This is a blip. It has nothing to do with you. It's a blip. It's a distraction. It's a loophole. Like all the crevices of your colon has these little holes and pockets that just have saved decaying food all through your life. It's time. Not one part of your life gets cleaned up. Multiple parts of your life gets cleaned up. And that includes how you deal with things. That includes how you take responsibility. That includes how consistent and disciplined you are in your divine acts, in your divine practices. So let this be a testament of you. This is, I experience one of the biggest fears I've had right now. Again. And I'm still showing up. I still have divine gratitude for what I have. I have more than 10% of the world's population. What a blessing. I'm honored to be here with you. Thank you for listening to my journey, and I hope you can comment on some things that you just don't know what the outcome is going to be, but you know in your heart, even if it's just a speck of light, you know something is holding your hand. You know, I'm not going to take this personal. This could happen to anybody. But they done messed up because it happened to me. And watch how I make magic of this. I love you so much. And I believe in you. And yes, you will hit those bunny slopes. And sometimes you will hit those black diamond slopes, okay? But you have the backbone. You have the quads. You have the strength. You have the support. Even if you can't say it, you start to begin to feel it and believe it. I need you to keep joy at the forefront. We are still, so many beings have wanted to incarnate, believe it or not, in this earth, this world we are living in right now. Stay focused on what a blessing that we have these resources that we have way more than our ancestors could ever dream of. And they are looking to us. They are saying, like, girl, just get past this. Wait till you meet God on the other side. Wait till you meet your higher self on the other side. Wait till you meet your evolved self on the other side. Tap into them. Ask them how they got through. I got that from Shaman Durek. Ask your other self. Some of these tools we just don't know exist, or believe it can be that simple, or fear this dogma of religion, like, oh, that might be looked at as witchcraft or spirituality, or whoa, 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 whoa. Use what aligns to your heart, what feels like truth to you. If you believe you can connect to your higher self and ask them how they got through this, what is their thought process now? Why not? Why not experiment with these things? If people are saying they can do this, if people can astral travel, if people can do, you're made from the same stuff. Your gifts might show up differently. Why not take some time to explore that? I am being forced to sit down, thankfully, lovingly, because otherwise I probably wouldn't do it. I would probably use the excuse like, oh, I gotta go, I gotta work. Aren't you tired? Don't you want to try something else? What a perfect time to. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. You got this, babe. Okay? Stick to the plan. I love you. All right.